all profit is value extraction. And that means that all profit is theft from you.
Corporate America is on welfare, and we've got to get them off welfare.
Last words on my lips. I am a revolutionary, and you're gonna have to keep on saying that.
Hello and welcome to Cars and Comrades, your onlyest socialist car podcast. Today I've got everybody here with me, Brandon, Bryant, Connor, and myself, Zach. How are we all doing, guys?
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
I'm tired.
All right.
Like a car.
Well,
four tired.
Well, today we're going to be talking about some one-star reviews. Those products that just, didn't live up to the customer's expectations. We've got
because
a few
of capitalism.
No, not because of capitalism. That's not why.
Yeah, this might be the one time that's not the reason.
Yeah, well, I mean, in a roundabout way, the education system is kind of, a result of capitalism. So, yeah, there's that. But, I guess, Connor, this was your idea. Do you want to start us off with some one-star reviews?
Well,
no!
We're gonna do our
What do we do every time?
That was double wrong. This was my idea.
So long. Oh my!
This was my brainchild.
Who hired this guy? Jesus.
I don't know, but I think someone's gonna be put on a performance improvement plan real quick here. The HR department will get in contact with you after the episode.
Oh, fuck! Gotta talk to HR again. Yeah, what do we do every time that we record this podcast?
Fuck up.
Car updates.
Oh.
Yeah, that too.
Take way too long.
No, we've only been on this call for an hour and 40 minutes. That's like, we're starting at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Okay, car updates. Let's do alphabetical order this day.
All right, so that starts with me, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that is, as far as I'm aware.
All right, so we haven't recorded in a minute, so yeah, I got fun stories. 2 days before Thanksgiving, I drove the Cutlass to the grocery store to purchase groceries. I didn't steal anything.
Okay.
That's
That's
the important part, is I didn't break the law.
Yes.
Long story short, that involved me being very angry at another parking lot driver. My car stalled and wouldn't restart. I had to push it into a parking spot. I'm on...
Ooh, so they won that spat, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't win if the car stalled, so...
Well, I'm sorry, you don't get to, drive in reverse to get a parking spot when the parking lot is half empty and block me in, and it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing, and she was stupid.
Fair enough.
I was at Whole Foods, so
okay.
there's a very specific crowd that shops there, and they're awful.
Yeah. I want you to know I'm on your side, not this random lady's side.
The lady is irrelevant because I get the car put into a spot, and because I'm on second shift now, I have to be at work in 3 hours, which means I have to leave for work in a little over 2 hours. And I panic, and I'm like, well, I'm only a mile from home. I'm gonna walk home. I'm gonna get the van, and I'd been having some electrical stuff, so I had a hard time starting the car several times in a row. I thought maybe my battery was dying, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go home, get the van, come back, jump it, drive the van home, walk back, get the car, and then go to work. So I walk home, I get my van, I drive the van to Whole Foods, park it next to the car, and not only can I not jump start the car because it was not the battery, but also my van died.
Oh no! Oh no!
That ended up being a really sort of a non-problem. I'm so used to that van flooding that I figured out about a week later that it has the very specific problem of if I start it and don't let it get fully up to temperature, which it didn't in the relatively short drive, when it restarts, it's hot enough that the choke doesn't come on,
Oh yeah.
but it's still too
Okay.
cold to start easily. And
Got
I
it.
am really careful with that van because it floods super easily. And so I actually, like, to figure it out, once the problem happened 2 or 3 times, I started pulling the plugs as soon as it would happen to see if it was flooded, and that was how I realized that, like, I wasn't flooding it. It was just it wanted a little bit more timing on the choke, and I didn't even properly fix the problem because that thing is so fidgety. I don't want to do anything that could possibly make it not start in the future. Whatever. I know how to get it going. I just had to figure out the exact problem.
Have you ruled out the possibility that there's like some kind of a force field or a gremlin in that parking lot that causes old cars not to start?
I mean, it's Whole Foods, so that actually makes sense. They would develop that
actually,
sort of technology.
That is possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Jeff Bezos out there with some kind of ray gun.
Yeah, Ronald. I was eventually able to get the van to start, so I was able to get to work. But I had to come back the next day, because I never even got the chance to try and jump start the car because the van wouldn't start. So then by the time I got it started, I just fled for work. Come back the next day. I pulled my battery out so I could just take it home and charge it and try and start it the next day. Still didn't work, and that was when I realized that my starter had shit the bed. I was very confused because I'm like, starter has like 500 miles on it. I literally put this starter in like a couple of years ago when my old starter died. And then as soon as I pulled it off, I was like, oh, I didn't put a new starter on it. I put a starter from my junk pile on it. I'm like, why the fuck is this starter that I remember purchasing brand new beat to shit? Like, oh, it's something I pulled out of a parts bin. Okay, fine. My car has never started so easily now. It was literally turning over so slow that I would have to give it starter fluid if it sat for 3 or 4 days because it wasn't turning over fast enough to prime the mechanical fuel pump.
Jesus.
So yeah, I like actually the car has never started as easily as it does now because it will actually turn over at full speed.
Well, I'm actually really glad to hear that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've had problems with the car for a while, but by and large, it's been pretty good about starting and driving. Like, my transmission's fucked up, and I've had some like electrical issues, but generally, like, the engine is starts and runs strong. For as much as I've beaten on it too, it's not even a good motor. It just won't die. But because of that day and my new job fucking sucks. They're paying me so much fucking money that I can't quit until I've like reaped the benefits of that for a little while. But I am on mandatory overtime and I work a terrible shift and it's a very fucking boring job. We have so much like paperwork shit that it's not uncommon for me to my job is to sit and wait for 6 to 8 hours for like stuff to be finished so that I can actually do my job.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't mind actually working, but I do hate being at work with nothing to do. And then when you add the like pile of shit on top of like bosses don't like it when you literally sit and do nothing, so you have to spend like 6 or 8 or 10 hours pretending that you're busy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
And even though it's like, you should know I have nothing to do, y'all are the reason I have nothing to do. Like,
And like,
drum up some more business or something. Like, the fuck?
I actually do get why it's slow. We work in nuclear. We have to make sure that paperwork is very thoroughly done because there's a very like clear set of steps that have to be followed. And if they're not followed, you risk making something that no longer properly contains nuclear waste, and I don't want that. But that doesn't mean that as a job it doesn't fucking suck. And that
I had a moment like that a couple years ago at an old job where one of the supervisors came in and I was like reading a book and because there was no work for me to do. And he wasn't my direct boss, so like he couldn't tell me what to do. So like I was like, okay, whatever. But also like I was like, you can bring me some work and I'll do it. Like, just let me know. Yeah. Like, I'm okay doing work, but what else do you want me to do here?
Yeah. All right. If you're so smart, you tell me to do something. What do you got?
I mean, and this was the same guy that would like fall asleep in his office, like when people were trying to, find him to ask him questions about something. He'd just be in there snoozing.
I could go on about like the conflicts that have arisen from just the fact that people don't want to just try and sweep the floor to look busy. Like, it's been a problem for other people as well. I am fortunate in the sense that because I'm a machinist, I'm a difficult person to replace because the laborers, like the entry-level positions at my job, like they are expected to constantly look busy. I will personally just fuck off if I don't have something actually important or worthwhile to do, and they're like, well, what can we really do? We really do. We don't, like, I've been so fucking clear that I don't need the job that I don't think that they feel like they have much recourse when I fuck off. I've been very clear that I can find another job tomorrow if I need to. Now, whether or not I need to is their problem. And honestly, that's a great feeling. I'm going to never be cool to a boss again. All of this being said, for some reason, I do want to keep this job. Again, it's the money. It's really good money. Like, our union kind of sucks, but they make sure we get paid.
You mean you wouldn't do that job for free? You wouldn't volunteer to be there for no money?
I wouldn't even do this job for, like, normal machinist money. Like, I have found jobs that were a $5 an hour pay cut and have applied to them because it would be worth it.
Okay.
And that's even for jobs that are kind of at the top end or past my skill level because, like, I mean, hell, we're not especially weird about money. My base rate right now without overtime is $40 an hour.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
That's good.
The highest paying positions that I can find outside of this job top out at like 35, and I will take them. If I get that offer tomorrow, I'm probably gonna quit my fucking job just because I hate second shift and I kind of hate this job. But also, like I'm supposed to learn a new machine in March, and that's a $3 to $5 an hour raise from where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, they make it hard to want to leave, don't they?
They make it hard to want to stay too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, like, I sat down and wrote myself, like, a concrete set of metrics for, like, once these goals are accomplished, like, car fixed, house fixed, savings, blah, 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 then I can stay however long I want to or quit whenever I want to. But I've got to accomplish certain things first just because the money makes it easy. And it's concrete. It's a written down thing that I've been checking off boxes slowly
awesome.
but surely.
That's super responsible.
Yeah,
good for you. If no one's told you yet, that's awesome. Good for you.
You're a lot more
I'm
organized
happy
than
to
I
hear
am, for sure.
I really fucking hate this job. But again, it pays so, and like our overtime is normal time and a half, but then if we have to work Sundays, it's double time. Like working the weekend is almost an extra $1,000.
Okay, wow.
God damn. Yeah, I'd be working on the Lord's Day too for that kind of money.
Yeah.
But I mean, like that being said, like you don't have a choice. If you're scheduled for the weekend, you don't get to say like, no, I don't really feel like working overtime. It's penalized if you miss your weekend days.
That is horseshit.
If you volunteer to work, it goes on the schedule, and then you are penalized if you miss it.
Holy shit.
Yes. They go. I've been told that it's basically management actively being like aggressive towards anybody union.
Oh, yeah.
Either way, between the fact that one of my goals on the list of things that I had to do before I could quit this job was accelerated by the fact that I almost missed work that day because I had 2 cars break down on me in a single fucking day while not at home. So I started more actively looking for a newer vehicle. And that is why I am the proud owner of a 2009 Honda Fit. Just as I said I was going to. I even got the color I said I was going to.
One of us. One of us.
And now I'm being accused of being a tuner boy by the entire group chat.
Yeah, because, by the way, for the listeners, I don't know if we'll go into all the details, but, like, it flipped on a fucking dime. He's an import boy now. I'm like, god damn, record time.
I don't understand how that is what you see happening. But good for you for feeling that.
We're
I
seeing what we
simply
want
feel
to-
like my Honda Fit is massively underpowered, and immediately started seeing what engines would fix that.
Well, but you also talked about how it reduced your commute time by like 5 or 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
10
I've been
minutes.
timing myself. I consistently get home 10 minutes faster.
So is it slower or is it
how
faster?
well it handles.
You both spoke at the same time.
I said, is it slower or is it faster?
Yes.
Okay.
It handles really well.
It handles well. So my van accelerates stupid slow and has a very low top end. Like I've never accused the van of being fast. It just takes a while to get anywhere in that fucking thing.
Yeah.
My car is actually like pretty decent off the line, but my transmission is so fucked, and with the gearing, at about 40 miles an hour, my transmission slips so bad that I lose all acceleration until it shifts firmly into third, and so around 45 or 50 I have acceleration again. Because of the like commute that I do have, like being a lot of up and downhill, like uphill the problem gets worse. So in that respect, like that my Cutlass is probably faster, but being heavier and like, less agile than the Fit, it still has its draw. And the Fit is a 5-speed, so I drive everywhere at 4,000 RPMs.
As Mr. Honda,
Intended.
Yes. Sorry,
Yeah,
I had a
you're-
brain fart.
You're
there.
neat. You're not beating the import guy allegation.
Just
Well,
what
it's
I'm
not like
saying, he
tuned
tries
up.
to-
It's just a car. It just
Yeah, this is how he acts with just a car. And now he's looking to make it more than that. Like, do you see what we're saying?
Yeah.
Look, for the record, I feel like it needs to come out. The group chat is him talking about, oh, I could K-swap this and add a turbo, and I could put on coilovers, and I'm like, okay, man, I get it. You're one of us, but it happened quick. Real quick. And, yeah, the K-swap is the move on the Fit. Don't get me wrong. I can't believe you found it that you were just on it. Yeah, the K-swap is the go-to move, and it's a good one. But, like, man, I was not expecting you to be this quick to, like, oh, this is actually pretty great. Okay, cool.
I was not expecting the Fit to be this slow. So
So it needs a different engine. I feel ya.
well, there's not a
It
lot
was
of
too reliable.
I'm
The
not.
gas mileage
That's
was just too good. He's used to spending more time at the gas station, honestly. Whereas if
Yo.
he's not there, he's not going to get his good snacks. Like,
you're making fun, but not only is my commute 10 minutes shorter, and to be clear, it was only 25 minutes before, which does mean I'm almost halving my commute.
Yeah.
I used in my van, I would go through a half a tank of gas a week just commuting to work. In the Fit, I go through a quarter of a tank. But the van has a 21-gallon tank, and the Fit has like a 9-gallon tank. I'm averaging 40 miles to a gallon right now.
Yeah.
Well, it started at 41. It has been trending downward since I bought it.
well, this episode of Cars and Comrades brought to you by Honda Fits.
Well, I don't know. It was a good purchase, and it is nice to like have. All of my friends are like really enjoying the way that I'm like astounded by like the pinnacle of modern luxury, and they're like, "Dude, you just have a radio that works and heat now."
You
And I'm like, "Yeah, it's like amazing. Did you know cars came with that?"
You have like a 16-year-old economy hatchback, and it's like acting like it's a brand new Cadillac or something.
Seriously, like in terms of just like comfort and reliability and shit, like I swear the gap from where I was to where I am is like from where I currently am to like a McLaren. Like, because like to be clear, the heat in both my van and my car work ish. Like it definitely stops to work so well below freezing. When you really want it.
Yeah.
yeah. I know all about that.
Yeah. Do you? Doesn't your car just run hot all the time?
Well, the coolant doesn't.
Okay.
More to come on that.
Oh no. Yeah, so yeah, all of my cars are actually running right now, and I have a reliable commuter, so that's I got very much off the rails, but yeah, I've been tinkering on stuff, but by and large, it's been cold and shitty, and I have a heated economy car now, so
Nice.
it's
Hell yeah.
easy to be lazy.
Nice.
Cool shit.
Yeah, and because it's tiny, I can just drive like a huge asshole and I don't hit things.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, I truly did not realize what an aggressive driver I was until I got something that could maneuver at all.
I noticed it in my car. I was like, okay, you have very little regard for a lot of other things happening on the road.
I don't know if this is a commentary on my aggression or if my driving skills, but
No, it was the aggression for sure. The skills are there, but like I was like, yeah, this ain't a racetrack though. Like we're in town, man.
you know what's
I'm used to it. Like I'm used to having that car, but you were having a blast.
what's funny about it was I didn't feel like I was driving your car aggressively. That wasn't what I would qualify as aggressively.
Yeah, you could have done more.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's always degrees to it. Everybody's
Yeah.
got a little different perspective, you know? It's like,
I'm respectful towards
what's
my friends.
aggressive to you is just casual.
I'm
to me.
respectful to my friends' things, and that was your car, and I didn't want to break it. So imagine how
Which
that
I
would translate into being my car, and I don't care.
Yeah, we need to get you a drift car or something.
Fuck a drift
You
car.
become a-
Like once I started getting the feel for this one, and I started like seeing how fast and how aggressively I could go through turns before I started losing traction, I was like, oh no, I'm joining Zach's race team. Like we're gonna rally.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Let's go.
You're gonna be upside down in the woods together.
I'd rather be upside down in the woods with a friend than by myself.
Yeah.
Aw.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I've been upside down in the woods by myself. It sucks. That wasn't a car, though. That was drinking. Not that the two can't be easily combined, but they weren't in this instance. Bryant, what have you been up to?
Bryant?
We haven't recorded in 18 weeks.
I've been up to a few things. So remember how my Chevy got rear-ended in like June, like 2 weeks after I got it?
Yes.
So
I thought that was way more recent.
I did too, but I do remember it
it
happening.
was like late June, I think.
Jesus.
Maybe early July. Anyways, so it's now December, and I just recently got the dealership that I took it for an estimate just recently got the bumpers in stock to replace it.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, oh crap! Now I have to actually get my MR2, back on the road, so I can drive that while the Chevy's in the shop. What was I saying? So I poked around with the wiring some more, and I found out what is not the problem.
Okay.
And
Okay, that's progress. Let's go.
And as near as I can tell, the problem is somewhere up inside the dash. So I think I'm going to have to take the dash off.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, like, there's a wire that starts in the fuse box that's in the sort of driver's hand footwell, the driver's side footwell. And then it goes up into the dashboard, and then it comes back down into kind of this junction box that I thought was the problem. So I tried fixing that junction box, but then I'm like, basically it's like a circuit board, that I thought was cracked. So I tested, each of the connections for like continuity and resistance, and I, found a couple that were kind of a little flaky on the continuity and maybe a little bit higher resistance than they should be. So I soldered little jumper wires across the pins on that circuit board to connect, one side to another without, basically bridging the gap that, the potentially cracked circuit board might have an issue there. But what I didn't do was check the voltage of those wires. So there's that wire that comes up from the fuse box into the, goes up into the dash and then comes back down into that junction box. And by the time it gets down into the junction box, it's at like 5 volts when it should be 12. So somewhere it's, got a cracked wire or a short or something that's, bleeding off some of that voltage. So that's as far as I've gotten on that. At least the turn signals work in the rear. In the front, they're very dim and kind of blink at the wrong time. But the other thing, it was sitting in my in my parking spot for however many months since July, and the battery was kind of flat, or the battery was kind of run down. It was like 10 volts or something. So I put it on the charger, and left it overnight, and then the car started up so I can move it into the garage to work on it. And then I, left it on that charger while I was working on it. And then I come back later and it's back at 10 volts. And I'm like, what the fuck? I had it on this charger. And so I take the battery to the auto parts store and they have a little tester thing. And they're like, yeah, man, this thing's good. It just needs a charge. It's fine. And so I remembered, I have another charger that I got. It's like, so the first charger is like a little tiny thing with like very thin gauge wires, and it's supposed to like recondition the battery or something to like, I don't know, desulfur. It does some magic to the battery. I don't know exactly how it works. Anyways, so I was using that first, and then I remembered I have this chunky old analog like Radio Shack brand thing with like the little analog dials that show you the voltage and amps and stuff. And I'm like, well, I'll try this one. And, left it on there. And then, hey, it's at 13 volts in the morning. That's weird. So I think just that first battery charger was fucked. And, using the old school one that I got at Goodwill for $5 or whatever is the way to go. But anyways, I've been driving that while the Chevy is at the dealership. I am a little bit peeved with them because I called them up on Monday and said, hey, when's a good time to drop this off for the repair and how long will it take? And they said, it'll just take like a couple days. So how about you drop it off Wednesday morning? So I'm like, okay, cool. Actually, I'll drop it off Tuesday night, so you'll have it first thing.
Even better.
Yeah. So
yeah, great. Excellent.
Do a little key drop thing. And then I think on Friday they hadn't called me back or anything. So I called them up and like, hey, just checking, you got my car in the system, you're working on it. What's the progress on that? And they're like, oh yeah, no, we totally got it. We're working on it. I'll talk to the guy that's working on it and I'll call you back with an update. I'm like, cool. And then nothing. And then on Saturday, I call up the dealership again at like, I don't know, 1:30 p.m. And they're like, oh, actually, all the body shop guys go home at 1 p.m. Sorry. I'm like, well, can you check on the progress on that? Do you have any record on that? And they're like, no, sorry, I don't know how to access that information.
Yeah, what?
I'm like, okay, fine. Sure, I guess I'll just call you back Monday then. But anyways, I have enjoyed driving the MR2. It does feel like it needs more power, but it is like, I was thinking the other day while driving it, since it's so light, it feels like it's like cheating at physics. It's like,
it does. When I drove it, it felt great.
Yeah.
I mean, it weighed nothing, so it was. I'm like, this is like an RC car almost.
Yeah, you could whip that thing around.
Yeah.
But it is very slow. Like it feels kind of fast just because you're low to the ground and the engine's right there making all kinds of cool buzzing sounds. But like, I remember when I had my my Subaru, I was telling you guys that sometimes I would pass people on ramps just because I could. There's like a particular on ramp on my way home from work that has like a nice curve and then like 2 lanes where I can pass someone if they're being slow or whatever. And occasionally I do that, and it's pretty easy with 200 something horsepower in that Subaru. But like with the, I don't know, maybe 90 horsepower going to the wheels of that MR2, it's a little bit more work to pass someone. Like I was going, I don't know, 50 miles an hour in second gear or something to pass someone. So, but you can do that because it revs to 7,000. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, just keep it flat out at all times. Just run this thing high in the rev range.
Yeah.
And just bang.
It
gears.
is.
Like,
It is very much the slow car fast ethos, because like you can just floor it, in normal traffic and not break the law.
I suddenly am very familiar with every problem you've just described.
Yeah. I mean, I was identifying with some of your Honda Fit story there, but that's about all I've been up to. I forget if I talked about this last time, but I got snow tires on the Chevy right before the big snowstorm. Or
Right before I dropped it off at the dealership.
Perfect. No. Excuse me. Right after the big snowstorm.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Perfect
so
timing.
bad timing on that one. But there was another big snowstorm in the meantime, and I got to test them out, and they worked good. So yeah.
Very nice.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and I sorry. I also got the level 2 charger installed in my place.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, so it was a little bit of a chore to get the like paperwork and stuff figured out with the HOA and the electrician, and like they spelled my name wrong on the invoice. So I had to get that fixed so I can get like the tax breaks and stuff. Yeah, and then yesterday I was patching drywall. So I need to, when we're off of this call, I need to go and sand that down and finish it up. It's not going to look very good on the inside of the closet, but I'm not going to care about that. So, but yeah, I mean, now it charges in like a matter of hours rather than a matter of days. Like from, if I wanted to charge it from empty on the old 110 volt outlet setup, it would be multiple days to do that. So now it's basically like
Gotcha.
9 hours or so. So.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. Good
And
shit.
I haven't gotten a full, like a full month's bill with that thing on it. But like my last bill was about $20 more than last year's bill of the same time period. So like, I don't think it's going to cost me that much more in electricity. I think I did the, ran the numbers, and it would be about $1,000 a year in savings, depending on how much I drive, compared to the Subaru. So.
Okay, if I can again relate to your what you've got going on.
Yeah.
I did the math, and if I drive the car, my the Fit to work every day, the gas savings alone would pay for the car in less than 2 years.
Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah. Because where it really shines is like, it gets 40 miles to the gallon highway. My van got 17 highway, but dude, in the city, like red light to red light driving, my van's probably getting single digits, and the Fit still probably gets like 30.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and my MR2 gets about 30 miles per gallon on average, so.
I'm basically Bryant now.
But yeah, that's all I got. So, Connor?
Okay, yeah. So I've got a couple of things going on. I haven't had too much going on with the Nissan. I did that last drift event back in late October, and I haven't had too much else going on since then. In the meantime, I got some new snow tires. So I went with Accelera tires. They were like $80 a tire, which is way less than what I paid for even like 5 years ago when I got my original snow tires. I think they were like $140 a tire. And now those same tires are like, I think they were like over $200 a tire. I was like, yo, not happening. So I got these Acceleras for $80 a tire, and I was like, honestly, if they last 2 seasons, that's good in my book. That's a savings right there. And also Accelera is a brand that, like, they make tires. I mean, they make like drift tires basically. You know, people use at drift events, autocross and shit. So they do make some like decent performance tires. Waiting to see how their snow tires are, but for $80 a tire, they can be pretty shitty and still save me a good amount of money. So, I'm looking forward to trying those out. I actually finally put them, like, I've had them for a while. I finally put them on the car yesterday, so we'll see how they hold up. But you know, I'm expecting good things from them. You know, but much better than $200 a tire. So I'm happy with that. The other thing I did yesterday was I re-bled my coolant system because I had, for whatever else I was having done, I had my mechanic. I was like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to have a chance to like get to this shit before it's like actually freezing cold. If you could just convert my system from straight water to coolant again, that would be cool. Because I had to be over there for, God, I don't even remember what the hell I was getting repaired. Oh, I remember. I was getting, this is when I was getting the cam sensors were leaking oil, so I had those changed out. But I didn't know what it was yet, and I didn't have time to troubleshoot it, so I asked them to, you know, change over the coolant system as well. They did that, but then as it got colder, I started to notice that the heat wasn't working super well. And by wasn't working super well, I mean, like, there were days last week where I was like, I'm not going to turn the heat on because it's just blowing like 30-degree air at me. It was not fun. I was like, all right, this is not great. I got to figure out what's going on. So I re-bled the coolant system yesterday. It, at the very least, seems like there was air in the system, and I seemingly have gotten it out. So the heat was working yesterday when I was, you know, fucking around with it in the garage. I have some suspicions that might not hold up for much longer, and I don't know if that's just a feeling or, you know, these can be tricky to bleed, but there's a part of me that's thinking that maybe there's another problem here. So we'll see if there's like air getting into the system somehow, or, you know, the other, you know, possibility. I'm not sure. It could just be a number of things. Could be the thermostat having an issue. You know, I'm not really sure. So we'll see how it holds up. But for now, the heat's working. So driving a car in the winter, that's one of the things that I do need is heat that works. Or I prefer it. I don't need it, but like, it sucks to drive to work when it's, you know, 15 degrees and, you know, you have no heat. So hopefully that holds up. In theory, it should. So that, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I got snow tires and, for now, heat that works. So that's pretty much the updates I have for the Nissan. The other update I have is my fiance is looking to purchase a new car, and like a new car. So yeah, like an actual new car. And I was like, all right, that's cool. I can go help you, but like, you know, I don't know what to do if I'm not like crawling under the car looking for leaks and shit. So like, this is a totally different buying experience. I'm used to being like looking for a used car. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck we look for with this shit, but
like, even if like on newer stuff, my go-to when I'm helping other people is like look for the history of problems with that vehicle, like year, make, and model.
Yeah.
With a new car, I just like, I don't know, don't buy a like the first year a model's been released. And that's all I know.
That's pretty much what we're doing. So I mean,
done that
I
like
think
3 times.
I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's just that's going to be the year that they're the least likely to have all the bugs worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's usually how it goes. So, in this case, it is going to be, I think, the last year of before they like do some major change ups. But anyway, so we've looked at a couple of cars. Right now, she has reserved a Toyota RAV4, a RAV4 hybrid.
Okay.
So it gets pretty good gas mileage. It's like over 40 miles a gallon or something. It's kind of decent. It moves how it needs to. It has a little more space, which is important for us with the dog. We have the big, car crate and everything. So I think it's big, but it drives decent for a big car. It's not as big as like a lot of the other SUVs. So it's quite an upgrade. It's got like heated steering wheel and shit, like all kinds of weird bells and whistles and stuff that like, she's getting the one with the or we think she's getting the one with the good sound system. So all that stuff, like, it's cool and great, and we'll see what kind of trade-in we're able to get for the Subaru. But like, the Subaru has some issues under the surface. They're things that I don't want to have to fix, and I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and dump this shit before they become a problem. Like, I'm pretty sure one of the axles is making some noise. The blower motor is starting to make some squeaking noises, and I'm like, all right, if there was ever a time to get out from under this thing, it's now. It's been pretty reliable, but it sounds like it's probably not going to be that reliable that much longer.
Yeah.
Still under 100,000 miles on that, so...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's like that time where you will get, like, hopefully a little bit more money, because the minute it crosses 100,000, you're going to get a lot less.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
So anyway, she wanted a new car, and part of the reasoning was we're probably not going to be buying a house particularly soon, so we can afford to get a car instead. It's a little more attainable.
Transportation or shelter, pick one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so we'll have a new car. So that's what she reserved. Although this weekend I did force her. I was like, look, we have to go test drive some other cars. And she's like, oh, okay, that's a good idea. And then she didn't want to go, and I was like, no, we have to go test drive something else. So we drove a CRV, which is also pretty good, and it has some very cool bells and whistles. Their hybrid CRV, whatever. She's still leaning RAV4, but we kind of have to like do the math and like see how it works out, because it's like slightly cheaper, but the gas mileage is like slightly not as good. So there's a number of things that like we kind of have to compare and contrast a little bit.
Are any of them plug-in hybrids?
No. Toyota was having some issues with their plug-in hybrid.
Okay.
So like reliability wise, it's better to avoid it.
I was only saying that because you can get the tax breaks for those, the same kind of ones that you get for EVs, you can get for most plug-in hybrids too, or some of them at least. I don't know if Toyotas qualify for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's only in certain states too, right?
Well, I mean, the federal one is all over, but like I think only American cars qualify for that, and I'm not sure what qualifies as American. So.
Gotcha. Well, anyway, so she reserved the one. We went and looked at a CRV, and we have to now consider the possibility on that as well. My favorite feature on the CRV was they've just got like a little button that you can put on a setting so that like if you come to a stop and you take your foot off the brake, the car will just like hold the brakes and not creep forward. And my partner didn't really like that so much. I liked it because when you drive a stick shift, obviously the car doesn't creep forward at stops.
Yeah.
Right, if you're not in gear, the car's not moving, or it's maybe rolling backwards or whatever, but it's not going to like automatically pull forward. But she didn't like it as much because she was like, yeah, it's cool and great, but like if I get into another car and I'm used to my car doing that and I went off the brake, I could hit something. And I was like, oh yeah, that's That's a good point. Okay, maybe you won't like that feature as much. I think it's cool, but
I also don't like, for like stop and go traffic, I like to just modulate the brake a little bit, you know? Just like
Yeah,
come
I
off
guess-
the brake
well, you can
and like
you
let
can
it
turn
roll
it off.
forward.
Yeah,
Oh,
so in
okay.
traffic you can just turn it off.
Oh, it is. Okay, that's what you're saying. There's a button.
Yeah, it's a button, and you can turn that setting on and off. So it is kind of cool. I was like, all right, I kind of like this, but
Yeah.
Cars have too many settings.
Yeah.
they do have too many settings. There's so many buttons and shit going on. It's like, all right, you can only even test so many of them. But it was cool. The CRV was cool. The RAV4 was also cool. They're both good cars. I don't think we can make a bad choice here. But yeah, so we'll have a new car at some point.
Cool.
Are you exclusively looking at hybrids?
We're trying to stay in hybrids just for, it's less, gas and whatnot. But
Have you actually considered a 2009 Honda Fit?
I was trying to make that sale to her, and she was not on it.
Dude, Alex is the one that actually fully sold me on it.
What?
Alex is the one who fully sold me on it. Him being a tech and highly recommending the Fit, and then sending me a picture of the odometer on his buddies when it hits 600,000 miles.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm genuinely considering getting a Fit. If I ever do get a daily driver, I should get a Fit. But like I keep saying that, and then I just don't get a daily driver, and I keep driving the fucking 350Z.
It took me years, and this job basically, like, if it weren't for my partner having kids and me having a job where they're like kind of hard asses about getting to work on time and shit, like.
Yeah.
And I don't even have a track record of being late. They're just really like shitty. Like we have a point system where you can like get fired if you're late to X amount of times in a certain period of time and shit like that. So
Boo.
I've never even come close. Like there are people who are constantly fighting that battle, and I'm not that guy. I have a work ethic that betrays my politics. But yeah, I still. It's just too stressful worrying about whether your shit's going to be broke down when you need to get to work.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I feel ya. So I'd like to get a Fit at some point, but for now, it's the 350Z, and then the reliable car in the household is going to be either a Toyota or a Honda, which
Wait,
is good.
Did I mention how much I actually ended up paying for the Fit?
I don't think you did.
Dude, it was $2,300.
Not bad.
So sick.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why the gas will pay for itself in 2 years, because it was a really cheap car. But like, it's not necessarily low mileage, but it's got plenty of life left in it, and I don't know. It's
like what, 180?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's not bad.
yeah. I genuinely feel like this car will last me a minimum of 3 to 5 years. Plus, it's not like that's such a popular fucking engine that I can't find one in a junkyard if something does happen.
Right.
And
Or
again,
you
because
could just-
I went down that rabbit hole, I already know how to pull the motor out.
Yeah. Or get a wrecked Acura and get the K24 out of that.
I'm the one getting all the flack for suggesting that in the first place.
No.
We're making fun of you because you're just like us.
Yeah.
And you bought the car like 2 weeks ago, and you're already looking into engine swaps. That's why we're making fun. Not to say that we wouldn't do
Oh,
it.
that took less than 48 hours.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Making my point.
Because I immediately realized that it was underpowered.
And I'm always here to encourage bad decisions. So
Yeah, we're like we're the group chat that if you have a bad car idea, you bring it to this group chat because you're going to get the answer you want.
Oh,
My other group chat just yells at me for everything, so I actually much prefer this. I do have some degree of ability to regulate myself. I have found a number of K24s for sale in my area, but I didn't buy any of them.
It's nice to just know where they're at.
I mean, I was more looking, I'm like, if I wanted to do this, how much would it cost? And it turns out that I could literally put a turbo K24 into that car cheaper than the transmission I want to put in the Cutlass.
yeah.
God, the transmission I want for the Cutlass is $3,500.
Oh, is it like
Oof.
made of gold and diamonds or something? Or
It's built. It's a 6-speed built to handle the power output of the big block olds that I want to put in it.
makes sense.
Which my current power goals for the Cutlass keep increasing.
At that point, if you were, it's a 6-speed manual? You mean?
Yeah,
Just get like a Tremec.
it is a Tremec.
Get like a standard Tremec 6-speed and then just get a custom bell housing. It's got to be cheaper than $3,500 for a transmission, right? Or is
A
is there
stock
just no
one,
way?
like the Olds is a torque monster, dude. The way I'm building it might make better than 600 pound-feet of torque,
Yeah.
and that will kill a lot of transmissions.
What about that Nissan transmission that everyone uses? I wonder if those would hold up.
I know what you're talking about, but I'm not sure.
CD009.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just
Yeah,
going to go with the automatic
CD009.
and not buy a $3,500 transmission. But every time I think about like doing something stupid with the car that I'm depending on and I've had for a week, I just start shopping for Cutlass parts.
Yeah.
And now my goals for the Cutlass are just getting stupid.
A never-ending battle.
It really is. I think this is just how ADHD manifests for car guys.
Yeah. Right there with you, buddy.
My saving grace for the van is that there's just no parts for it. There's just nothing I can do to it. Nothing fits in the doghouse. So I can put a V8 in it, and that's basically the end of my choices.
It's not a bad choice on any day.
No, I'm going to do that. I already have all those parts sourced. I just got to find the time to go grab them.
Yeah. What V8? Like it's just a 302?
Yep, I know where there's a low mileage 302 in a second gen Econoline, real cheap. So it already has all the right brackets and the oil pan and everything. I already
Nice.
they actually use a different doghouse lid for V8s and 6 cylinders, so I have already gotten a V8 doghouse for it too. But I'm not. I hate that fucking engine because it never wants to live, but it's actually low mileage, so I'm not in a huge rush to swap it out either. I just need to. I have to swap out my throwout bearing soon. I'm hoping to maybe do that over Christmas when I've got some time off, and I think I might go ahead and swap in my new rear end for it, or the new pumpkin, since that would actually make it a lot more drivable because I put in tall gears. But I also think I have figured out the source of why it drives like such hot garbage. And if I fix that, that could be like a fun, like it'll be expensive to drive gas wise no matter what, but like theoretically once I put the new rear end in it, I'll be getting over 20 miles to a gallon highway, and it'll drive better once I fix the rear suspension, so I could actually like, do fun road trips in it.
Nice.
Yeah, I have other plans. I like to know everything I can about my options for whatever vehicles I have. So when I bought a Fit, I decided to learn everything I could about it.
Yeah. Kind of like why we have an episode about hybrid cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like why anything is just, I like to know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's totally fair.
Yeah. Hey Zach, what have you been up to?
Oh boy, not too much.
How's the Subi?
Subi's chilling for now. Been a little topsy-turvy. Quit the last job that I got and started a new job, so just trying to get everything settled down before I dump a lot of money into the Subi project. So that's just kind of on hold for the time being. I should probably strip the interior and sell it just to free up funds to do other things, but that seems like a lot of work. It's cold outside.
Yeah.
So, haven't really been doing much on that. Just been driving the 250 around day to day. It's been holding up well. Minor issues. The key fob broke off of the little hook. Like, it's just like a little plastic loop on the back of the key fob. That snapped, so now I have to keep it in my pocket and keep my keys on me.
That's
Not
what I was
that
doing.
big of a deal.
I was doing that for like a year. And then
Yeah.
my mechanic got so upset with it, he was like, here, I fixed it with like, he used like a metal epoxy kind of thing, and he's like, he put that on there, and it's actually held up pretty well. But he was like, here, I put them together again. I was like, oh, sick.
I think I had that happen once, and I just drilled another hole in it, and that worked for a while.
Yeah. I mean, you can buy new, like, plastic cases on the internet for, like, less than $10. and just pop the internal, like the guts out and the buttons, and just swap it over, and it's a very easy, simple thing to do, but I'll probably just live with it for like a year. I'm still living with rolling the window down and reaching out and popping the door open from the outside handle.
Same.
Yeah. I did. There's like a little. It kind of seems like Delrin, but I don't think it's Delrin. But like a little plastic of some sort, kind of piece surrounding the post on the door strike, that was like really worn down, and so the door was sitting low. So I just spun it and flipped it over, so the door still hangs low when it's open. But when I slam it shut, it kind of pushes the door up into the weather stripping a little better, so the door seal's a little better now. So,
cool.
Did that.
I have done that before, yes.
Yeah.
Those strikers get worn out after a few decades.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. And I could replace that, but again, I haven't been doing anything. It works. I get trapped in this, like, well, it works good enough, so I'm not going to fuck with it. Because as soon as you start fucking with shit, other shit goes wrong. It always seems. So I'm just like, I'm not going to fix what's not broken beyond use, essentially.
That's why I live by the mantra, if it ain't broke, it will be.
Yeah. But no, it's been running fine, driving fine. No major issues, just minor little shit like that. My partner actually did buy a new car recently. Not a brand new car, but I had a fun little dealership trip with them.
Man, tis the season.
For the day.
Did you have a giant red bow on it also?
No, we did not get a giant red bow. I feel like they don't do that for 2016 Hyundai Elantras. Yeah. It was cheap though, and it's low mileage, and we got a 3-year warranty on it. And
oh hell yeah! There you go.
I'm sorry, what the fuck is a warranty?
Yeah, it's this thing that's like magic. It makes you not have to fix your own car.
An opinion that I cannot back up or explain why I have is that warranties are scams.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel that too, but like, I don't know. I would rather have it on a Hyundai than not.
I would rather have it on a car that I don't want to fix.
Yeah.
Now,
The Nissan, I want to fix. The, something else, maybe not so much.
In my head, if something
Right.
breaks and it's covered by the warranty, somehow I'm still going to owe $3,500 and I'm going to be mad about it.
yeah.
That's
now,
fair.
is this,
I'm scared of that too.
Is this a warranty through Hyundai, or is this like a third-party thing?
It's through the dealership, which happened to be a Subaru dealership that we bought it from. So it's like not like a buy here, pay here kind of place or anything. Like, it's like a full-on dealership.
I mean, I have heard that
Big
some of
Subaru
those like
dealership.
third-party deals are a scam, but I don't know if going through the dealership is a better deal or what.
It seemed like a good deal. I looked into it when we were there. I mean, I read over their paperwork and everything. It seemed like a good deal. It changed the monthly payment like $6 or $8.
Okay.
So it's like, it's fine. But they first sat us down and were like going over the numbers and everything, and they were like, yeah, so like our initial numbers are showing a APR in the like 11 to 13 range. And we were
God
like,
damn.
And
excuse me?
that sounds bad. Is that bad?
It is
I've never
real
financed
bad.
something before.
Should be like 5 or 6,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds more like
No,
what I
that's-
thought it was supposed to be, but that
Well, so for used cars, it's more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? Like, for new
Yeah.
cars, even I was like, we're looking like Toyota. So one of the deciding factors we have to do the math on that I was alluding to is the Toyota is going to have an APR of 4.99, so 5%. And then the CRV would be 4.5%. And I was like, I don't know, does that 0.5% matter? And my partner was like, yeah, that's kind of a decent chunk. So, yeah, those percentage points add the fuck up.
Yeah.
but on used cars they're always higher. So like even for new cars back, like there used to be commercials, if you remember, like 0% APR for, for super well qualified people, but like a normal person could get 2 or 3% on like a new car. Now you're getting 5%. So like shit is bad with those interest rates.
Yeah.
Which is the same reason we can't buy a house.
Yeah.
So
Right. Yeah, no, those were like the initial numbers that they pulled out, and we were like, okay, well, I think this means it's time for us to go. We're not gonna do that. And they send it through, like, this is just like the preliminary thing. It's not like the official, like, we've run your credit and like hard checked it and all that, whatever, yada yada, whatever they do. And so they came back and they were like, okay, yeah, we can get it to like 9%. For like, dude,
that's a big difference. That's a big difference, at least.
That's a big difference, but still 9% is like not good. So anyway, long story long, we ended up getting out of there with like a 7 point something, 7.2, 7.3.
God damn.
Because we did a longer term loan, and they're just like paying more per month just to get like the lower APR and the lower monthly payment. So like by doing a longer term loan, we were able to get a lower payment and a lower APR, and they're just paying extra into it essentially. So worked out pretty well overall. I think their car payment is like $130 or something.
Holy
What?
shit, that's decent.
That's
nothing.
crazy low.
Yeah.
How?
So
How many were there? 400,000 miles on this car?
no, 80, 60 or 80. Okay.
All right.
Okay, you
Under-
actually, all right, you are the car buying guru.
Yeah,
God damn.
I'm listening.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Like
No, it's good. It's not even not bad. It's good. Straight up. You did a great job. God damn.
I will say this, they have really, really good credit. Like they're at one point I think they were over 800. It's kind of fluctuated, but I think at one point they were over
Yeah,
800.
that's normal. My credit's over 8 too.
I have
Yeah,
good.
they have-
I have good credit these days, which again I am
Yeah.
very proud of because it took years to get there and not pay.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, for any listeners who don't know, if you're young and you have some debts, 7 years those debts do come off that credit report, and all I'm saying is I didn't pay those debts, and now I have real good credit. So
Poor man's bankruptcy. I've done that.
yeah, it does work, and now
I still don't pay my debts.
well, yeah, as long as they go off after 7 years, you're good.
You really like this is to me my real sign of suddenly like trying to be more adult is that I have started paying my bills every month.
Wow.
Anyone who knows
of
me
an era.
knows that is actually a big fucking deal. I am notorious for waiting until something shows up in a pink envelope before I'll pay it.
And you're definitely not shoplifting, also, right?
No, I would never. That's way too affordable and good. But I'm not
yeah,
good.
morally correct.
But Zach, how do they like the car? I forget what they were driving before.
They were in a 2013 2500 Sprinter van.
Oh right, yeah. I didn't know that was their
Yeah.
daily driver.
That was the daily driver. So
They're still keeping
loving
they're still keeping the Sprinter, yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
sick. Okay, good. I was
Yeah.
worried for a second.
Based on
No,
personal
no,
experience,
I've-
you just
I've-
can't sell a van.
No, you're just not allowed
Yeah,
to. I don't. Think.
I think it's like in the contract of buying a van that like it's yours forever.
Yeah, no, but I've rubbed off on them well enough that now that they are amassing cars.
Hey, whatever y'all are into.
I won't go down that road right now. But no, they're liking it so far. It's obviously way smaller, way better fuel economy. It's got just enough bells and whistles that they like. It's got like an aux plug-in. They can play music and podcasts through the speakers. It's automatic. It's easy to drive. It's like a 1.4 liter four cylinder, 1.8 liter, 1.8. It's 1.8. Okay, yeah, naturally aspirated four cylinder. So it's fucking slow, but it's not a bad car.
Yeah.
I had to buy an aux to Bluetooth adapter because My car doesn't even have Bluetooth.
There's a there's a Facebook group that's called I Swear to Fuck Hyundai and Kia owners must huff paint for fun. And it's like, you know, half of it is just like kind of making fun of people for being poor, but a lot of it is like, you know, I mean, anyone with any car is gonna do dumb shit, like, you know, but
That's all I do with them.
there's some funny stuff in there that's not punching down. So
Yeah, we did get theft protection on it as well.
oh yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah,
Maybe you get one of those steering wheel lock things.
probably not a bad idea. Yeah.
Wow. So our entire podcast currently falls into two camps: just bought a new car, or is currently shopping for a new car.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it's sort of on brand. It's only taken us, what, 4 years to get here?
we're like.
Well, yeah. I mean, like,
almost
I feel like if
responsible
you were
adults
if
now.
we were all just shopping for shit boxes, it would be one thing. But it's all like responsible people things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at two kind of cars right now because I would like a different daily driver. I would love to, one, get into a place that has a garage where I can fit a couple cars, but I would love to have a daily driver, a tow rig, and my race car. And so I'm looking at either for a daily driver, a Honda Fit, because it just seems like a great option.
Yeah.
Wait, the way y'all were
Or-
picking on me, I assumed that like the Fit was kind of a joke. I didn't realize everyone was so sold on these.
No, they're great cars. Like, they're cool.
Oh yeah, we weren't
Like,
kidding. What do you mean? That was totally
Yeah, we.
serious.
The entire humor of it was that you became what we all already are so quickly.
I
Just jumped on that.
I
bad
became
bandwagon
what I
so
already
fast.
was, just in a different car.
That's true. It just took you owning an import for like a second to be sold on them, and it's hilarious because I wasn't expecting
Having
it.
heat's nice.
I really was.
What you need to do is just
Yeah.
is put like side pipes on the Honda Fit and like one of those like heart-shaped windows in the back.
I mean, it's pretty much windows all the way around, but
I don't know. What I'm saying is you need to make it into a custom van somehow.
fair enough. I had to make weird choices just because, if for no other reason than my partner has kids, and I don't have enough seat belts between my other 3 running vehicles to like have for everybody in the family.
Yeah. Let alone like you know, airbags or crumple zones or any of the other stuff.
No, in most of my vehicles, the crumple zone is the space between your waist and your knee.
Yeah.
Like the medical term for that is your femur.
I know, but it's like if I just deliver it that way, it didn't feel like the joke would be as good, so I spruced it up a little bit. But you are correct.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone buy a Honda Fit. They're great for what they are, and
Yeah.
the more I'm online about it, the more it seems like people like them for other things as well.
Yeah, people like autocross them and run them through circuit races and all kinds of different stuff. People rip them around. They're cool cars. I mean, they're lightweight. They're pretty cheap. A lot of them have 5 speeds. They're fun little nuggets. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah,
That 40 miles to the gallon is pretty sick too.
yeah, it's a sensible choice. It truly is.
I know,
So-
that's what hurt about it.
Yeah. Keeping in the spirit of this podcast, that's my one car that I'm looking at, and the other one is like a 2017 plus Infiniti Q60S Red Sport 400
Hell yeah.
because it's like a baby GTR. It's all-wheel drive V6 twin turbo. I think I
Yeah.
talked about this on the
Yep, you
podcast
did.
before.
But it's very cool.
I still want one. They're not that bad. You can get them under 30K. I mean, it seems like a fun little car.
I do see the appeal of imports now, so I'm not going to shit on this so much, but I don't know.
Imagine if your car had 2 more cylinders, 2 turbos, and was all-wheel drive.
Yeah, no,
Probably
that would be
weighs
sick.
like
I would go to
1,000
jail.
pounds
Yeah.
more
I would go to
also.
jail.
Yeah, it would weigh about 1,000 pounds more, but
Yeah, all of my friends have told me that they're actively afraid of being in the Fit with me. Like I routinely find myself doing like 60 and 35s. Like I have to relearn how to drive.
Yeah. Because you can't just floor it everywhere.
Yeah, because I was just flooring it everywhere, which is probably why my car's got such bad gas mileage. But
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, with the MR2, you can floor it everywhere. You don't break the law, and you get 30 miles per gallon. So I'm gonna keep that car.
I would, like, all joking aside, I would sacrifice like 5 miles to the gallon for an extra like 30 to 50 horsepower out of that Fit, and I would not touch another fucking thing on it. But as best as I can tell, there is no way to accomplish that goal without serious work on that engine, and it's easier to just swap in a K.
Yeah. There's that guy, the YouTube channel Gingium, that put a turbo on the stock motor on his Fit.
I think that's the one we watched.
Yeah, and I forget what he said, but he basically had to, like, he's like right at the limit where something's gonna break, and it's maybe like 150 horsepower. So
I came across several threads where people were commenting that at 8 pounds of boost they'd blown up their motor.
yeah.
Yeah, they're not known to handle boost very well.
Yeah.
So yeah, the K swap. There's a reason the K swap is so popular with those.
I did find there was a company who was making superchargers for them, and if I could gain maybe not a lot of power, but just put the power lower in the RPM band, I think I would be happy.
Yeah.
But those are hard to find and expensive.
How stout are their transmissions?
Probably not very, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, because that's where you start blowing up driveline stuff, is if you got a lot more torque, a lot further low in the rev range.
I guess I don't really think about it because if I maxed out the torque on this, it still is such a low number that even all of my dog shit engines are making way more than that.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm sure the axle on a Fit is like not very
It's
large.
piano wire.
Yeah. I was going to say the size of a dime, but yeah. That's probably more accurate. Piano wire.
So hey guys, what are we here to talk about today?
I have no idea. Who introed this? Get that guy back out here. Somebody needs to...
It doesn't matter. He's going to be let go from the show soon, so...
When we go to work, we check our hard-won rights at the door, and your employers rule over you night and day.
With the last words on my lips, I am a revolutionary.
Anyway,
Yeah,
let's get to it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so this was originally my idea, I think, unless I'm remembering it wrong. But it's basically based off the fact that you can find anything on the internet with 1,000 reviews, and the 1-star reviews are always the dumbest thing that you could possibly imagine. So we're going to read some of those and provide feedback to these people.
Well, I think we should go in the same order we did our car updates in.
So that would put me going first.
Yep, that's right. That would put you first.
So I actually had some of these from a while back that I had just saved because I thought they were funny, and I can't find them right now. So I went through and found reviews of products I would actually buy, and I will say I even found a set of cylinder heads that I would seriously consider purchasing. That some people were just like, these are real stupid. My favorite one that I have up right now is for an Edelbrock intake, and it says, and I quote, "My mistake. I didn't do my research because Edelbrock put on their website will not fit under stock Corvette hood, but I was naive enough to think I could just buy anything, and after buying this, then I did more reading. So if you're looking for one to fit a Vet, I believe this model is the only one you can, or this other model it references is the only one you can use, 1 star.
1 star. I like that.
I didn't know what I was buying, and I didn't check to see if it fit, and it didn't fit, and this is somehow someone else's problem."
I like that it's in the... Well, I guess it was updated later, you said, that they put that in the description, but... I don't know. That's silly.
This has no update. This just... They were very
So they just
upfront
didn't-
about the fact that this is their own fault and still gave it 1 star.
That's awesome.
Like, there are valid reasons to give something 1 star, and this does not touch any of them. Actually, I don't know if there are valid reasons to give something 1 star. To me, 1-star reviews are deeply unserious and not to be considered.
I feel like that's also not accurate. You should probably consider them if they're like, real bad. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Well, and this has bitten me in the ass before, but if something has, like, this has 215 5-star reviews and 6 1-star reviews.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. In a world with AI, I don't know if I trust it. There's fake reviews out there.
They also list how long ago these were posted. So
that's
a lot of
fair.
these predate AI.
Well, I'm just saying, going forward, companies can pay for good reviews. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That dead internet thing is a thing. Bryant, do you want to go next, or do you have any?
Yeah, I didn't know if you had a second one there.
I didn't know if we were doing multiples or going around in circles.
Well, I'll go real quick.
That's
then.
a good question. We haven't decided.
Yeah.
Let's go around in circles.
Okay. What we normally do. So this is something I bought to work on my electrical car. This is the brand is Shuang An electrical insulated lineman rubber gloves, electrician high voltage hand shape waterproof safety protective work gloves, 12 kV.
That's too much in that description. That's too much. I've already lost interest.
So these are basically just thick rubber gloves that are rated up to 12,000 volts to protect you from electrical stuff. And because the battery on my car makes 400 volts, I thought it'd be good to have these if I'm ever doing any work on the car.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
And they had pretty positive reviews, but I just want to read this one here. Do they stink? My God, yes, terrible. I keep mine in an outdoor shed, and they still stink after 9 months. But do they work? Yes. I use them when doing any live 240 volt work in a breaker panel, AC outlets, and my whole house generator wiring. The material is thick and rugged, yet fairly flexible. If you can deal with the stink, these are an inexpensive way to keep from getting killed. 5 out of 5 stars.
Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot you said you were going to do a 5-star.
All right. Yeah, I feel like that's not 5-star description. That's 4 stars. I feel like would be inaccurate. Like, hey, they do the job, but they smell like shit. I feel like something smelling like shit shouldn't get 5 stars if you're complaining about it.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah, that's a weird choice for that star rating. These smell like ass, but you know what? 5 stars.
And I can
5
confirm that they do smell bad. So I have them in a cardboard box in a corner of my house that I don't go to very often. So
They just smell like, what do they smell like? Like, rubber has a smell to it, but is it just like super strong rubber smell, or is there something else?
yeah, I
added
mean
to
it's
it
just
that's-
like a super strong rubber chemical plastic smell kind of.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I did end up using them to work on some wiring that I didn't like. I wasn't able to turn off the breaker, so I had to disconnect something manually, basically. So it came in handy for that at least. But I have yet to use them to actually work on my car, so I don't know. We'll see how it does for that.
Kick ass. All right, well then I'll start with my first one here. All right, so my first one comes from Summit Racing Equipment. So you can prepare yourself. This is going to be, I think, a pretty good one. This is a 1-star review, and the product that this 1-star review is for a Summit Racing baseball cap.
Okay.
Okay, so I believe if I'm not mistaken, there's 700 star ratings. But I did find this review, and I thought this was interesting. So it's a 1-star review for this embroidered baseball cap that says Summit Racing Equipment on it. By the way, I want to clarify, this hat is $4.99. Okay, $5 baseball hat, and we're going to have a review from Robert from 4 years ago, and he has got some smoke for this fucking hat. This company is a, quote, an American company, unquote. They should have all their products American-made. I will not purchase anything else from this company unless it's made in America. My father and grandfather and brother didn't fight for this country to have quote-unquote American companies have their products made in other countries. ... Then in all caps, support America, people! ! Then, further on in Summit reviews, you can kind of rate certain aspects of the product. So Robert did do that. For price value, he gave it 3 out of 5. For appearance, he gave it 5 out of 5. And for quality, 3 out of 5. Still gave it a 1-star review. So
I have additional questions about a 3-star review for the value of a hat that you paid $5 for.
I mean, that seems pretty cheap for a hat.
Yeah,
no?
I feel like that's 5 stars for the value. Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
what
honestly,
more
like,
did he expect for affordability?
I can't speak to the quality of the hat, but something tells me it's probably better than 3 out of 5 stars too. Like, I just got a feeling, based on Robert's description here, it seems like he's complaining about something totally unrelated to the hat and the quality and the price. I think Robert here is really complaining about globalization caused by capitalism, and I mean, that's not the hat's fault.
I feel like Robert's complaining about why his children won't talk to him anymore.
Yeah, that's what I think. I have a feeling that Robert watches too much Fox News and is really scared of China and Vietnam. Just a guess.
I mean, I too am often afraid of people who are superior to me in every way.
I do love that Robert chose to list off every single relative he had in the military. He did not list himself.
Yeah, I love that.
Let's point that out. You know, he would have joined, but he would have just punched the drill instructor right in the face, so he couldn't.
Yes.
Honestly, he almost had me on that part because he said oh, my whole family didn't fight for this country. But then he kept going, and that was where he lost me. Like, I would be on board if he just said, my whole family didn't fight for this country. I'm like, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, so that's Robert's review. To be honest, I don't think that I don't think that's an accurate one compared. Everyone else gave. I mean, the total rating on the hat is like 4.8%. Or 4.8 out of not 5 or something.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. 90% of 1-star reviews, someone is bringing something else into the argument that they don't want to talk about.
Yeah. So that was my first one. We can move on to Zach for another good one.
Yeah. Let me.
Is Zach still with us?
Looks like he's frozen up.
Yeah.
I'm giving Zach a 1-star review, and honestly, with his problems with HR, he can't afford a 1-star review right now.
Zach is a great addition to this show. He's a joy to be around. His cars are fun to drive. 1 star. So should we just keep making fun of Zach and giving him 1-star reviews until he's back, or are we moving along?
I'm trying to decide, should we move on or keep making fun of Zach? It's funny because Zach's not going to hear most of this, I don't think, which is very funny to me. I guess, Brandon, I suppose it's your turn. Oh, wait, Zach might be back.
I'm not seeing any signs of life from him, but...
Well, the screen was blank, and then it popped back up with his frozen picture, so I guess he's not back.
Okay.
Well, Brandon, what have you got?
This is for a Summit Racing Performance Fit aluminum radiator. 3 years ago, Jeremy said, I bought this radiator from Summit. Like all my parts I needed building my 1970 El Camino. Was happy with condition and appearance. Quality of part not so much. The radiator leaks at the welds. Summit was great to send me another one. No money, no questions. I returned the first one, installed the second one, and 2 weeks later it's now leaking from the welds. Not happy. I think this is supposed to say 3 hours third radiator, third water pump, and third alternator. If he would have stopped without the last line, I would have been like, all right, this guy's having multiple problems with the radiators. And I've even seen other reviews that say, like, yeah, the welds on these can be kind of bad. He did lose me when he points out that he has broken every part he's put on this car.
It starts to seem like, wait a second, there's a pattern here, my man.
If I break the first one, I might blame the part. Once I've broken 3, I ask myself what I'm doing wrong. One of my coworkers used an expression that I had never heard before, but I feel like it works right here. This man lives in a house with no mirrors. This man has no capacity for self-reflection.
That's great.
Yeah, I really liked that when he said that. I was like, wait, what the fuck did you just say? And he's like, it's like, when someone can't reflect on on anything about themselves. I'm like, damn, that's good. I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
This growing dysfunction is built into an economic structure that institutionalizes barbarism.
Hey, I'm back.
Oh, here's Zach.
Hey, Zach. You back? With
Wow.
visual graphics for some reason.
Oh, wow.
Well, you missed our 1-star review of you.
I feel like that's an HR violation. You can't 1-star review me.
Don't worry, HR will be contacting you about it.
All right, fair enough.
Why? You bad performance, my man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we liked everything about you, but your internet was bad. 1
Well,
star.
I have terrible internet still, so I don't have the 1-star review pulled up. I'll continue to work on it, but if you guys want to keep going, I'll let you know when I've got one.
Sounds good. Oh, we just lost Brandon.
Oh.
Also 1-star review.
Dang.
I'm gonna be the only. Bryant and I are gonna be the only ones without 1-star reviews by the end of this. Brandon, welcome back.
I didn't have any technical issues. I just accidentally closed my browser.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Oh, so outrageous.
I'm on some boomer ass shit over here.
All right.
Well, I think Bryant, you're up. I think.
I'd like to give Firefox a quick 1-star review because the button to close everything is in the same place that it's been for 10 years. 1 star.
That's like that meme I saw a while ago that was like, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic was exactly the same as it's been since I started working here.
It's me every time. I have been that my entire life. I'm chronically late. I can't help it.
Yeah.
But it's like there shouldn't be traffic today, even though there's been traffic every single day of my life.
But no, it's Wednesday, so obviously Wednesdays are like
Who's going
somewhere on a Wednesday, you know?
So I'm sorry I'm late. It's just because of who I am as a person.
Yeah, for real.
So this is not an automotive thing at all, and this is not even really a review. So I'm just going fast and loose with the rules here. I will give a 5-star review to Flag World in Aurora, Colorado, if you want to buy a Palestinian flag or any other flag for that matter.
cool.
I don't know, a few months, maybe a year ago, I decided it would be cool to decorate my house with all of the flags of actually existing socialist countries. And I was able to get most of those at Flag World in Aurora, Colorado. But I couldn't, they didn't have a flag of the Soviet Union. So I went on Amazon and found one. And So one of the reviews with an image, let's see, it says, Carlos Flores says, great item for anyone who collects historical flags like myself. And he has a picture of the Soviet flag next to a Confederate flag.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
all right.
And then here's something else that kind of says something about the people that are buying these on Amazon. Customers who also bought this also listen to these Amazon Music podcasts: the Dan Bongino Show, the Tucker Carlson Show, and the Charlie Kirk Show.
Oh no!
Wait, these people are buying Soviet flags?
Yeah, I don't quite understand what people are doing with these flags, but yeah.
I don't even know how to. I don't know where to go with that.
America is falling apart at the seams.
I think there's a lot of right-wingers that are just generally into World War II and think that, like, the Nazis and the communists were exactly the same and have Nazi memorabilia just like they have, like, communist memorabilia because they're just into that in particular. But they're just, like, heavily right-wing people that would listen to Charlie Kirk and shit. That's my guess. It's based on nothing, and I have no data to support it. But that's what I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Luigi, taught us anything, it's that most Americans have very confused political beliefs. So
it's true.
I'm talking about.
Which, shout out. Had a great time hanging out with Luigi the other day while he was here in town.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm not going to do that joke because I live really close to where he got caught.
Yeah, it doesn't really work, does it?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, he got caught like 2 hours from here. Damn it.
Well, how did he get caught 2 hours from you when he was with you all that time?
Well, I mean, where he got. Where he was, I don't know how to fucking execute this joke. God damn it!
That was a valiant effort.
I'm a terrible alibi.
You maybe you didn't execute that joke, but at least you assassinated it.
Oh, we're failing as a podcast and as a nation.
I'm at least happy for the second one.
Where were we, Zach? Did you have a review?
I do have one now. I'm going to read a warning and notice on this product first. So this is the Stealth Spare Tire Delete Kit from Horn Blasters. It costs $1,400, and it is the size of a spare tire. It is a train horn with an air compressor.
Hold on. Okay, stop. You need to. What is this one more time? I feel like I missed something here. $1,400 I heard. Then I heard train horn.
Yes.
And I'm a little lost. That can't be.
It's a horn with 4 gigantic, like, horns attached to it and an air tank. So it is like literally like an air horn that you replace your spare tire with.
Like on like a Jeep or something where it's just mounted to the back?
No, it's like for like trucks and SUVs where it's mounted under like the bed or like the rear of the vehicle.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, so it's hidden, it's stealth. It's got a warning on it. This product produces extreme loudness. Proper hearing protection must be worn at all times during its operation. Hearing loss or permanent damage may result from unsafe use. Use this product in a safe and responsible manner and at a distance of at least 100 meters from others. Never operate this product in a closed environment, in close proximity to living beings, or where prohibited by law. Then we have lovely review from Thomas. Pretty good quality. They are loud for sure. Just thought they would be a little louder. 3 stars. Yeah, I don't know where your ears have been, Thomas, but they're fucked because I think this thing is loud enough.
Right.
Well, also, what were you trying to get out of it? Like, you're like, I'm trying to be the biggest douchebag I can possibly be, and this product just isn't shitty enough.
Yeah.
How, because there's only so quiet that this could possibly be. So, the level is, you wanted to be an even bigger asshole?
Yeah.
It's just, it's God, it reminds me of, the Futurama where Bender has that, crazy cigar.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to blow the stinkiest cigar in, everyone's face. It's just, it's like that, but this wasn't loud or stinky enough or whatever. It's the same concept. I'm trying to be the biggest jerk imaginable, and this product just wasn't shitty enough.
I spent $1,500 so that I could physically hurt people, and all that's happened is they're furious at me in traffic.
Yeah.
I thought Barbara would come back if I got this, and she didn't.
I was expecting these to thoroughly vibrate my truck nuts, and
it turns out that the judge in our custody battle didn't appreciate this new installation after he heard about it.
See, to me, this feels more like I used it once, and the principal of my expensive private school that I drive my F-350 to every day suspended me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who is spending $1,400 on an extra loud horn for their car, but
someone with a $100,000 lifted pickup truck.
Oh yeah, this is the same people that would roll coal for sure.
Yeah.
Where did you find that, by the way?
I just literally looked up parts for my diesel F-250, and it came up. I just put in 1997 Ford F-250 7.3 diesel parts, and yeah, that came up.
Well, that's real fucking vindicating for what I just said. So,
Yep.
Well, I'm actually going to say we wind this down, and because we've already been on call for a hot minute.
Yeah, I've ran out of stuff to talk about, so.
I still have a couple reviews that I'd love to go through.
Yeah, let's do it.
I have some from Z1, but I'm not going to go through those. I don't think we quite have enough time. So I am going to go back to the, again, easiest place to find shitty reviews, Summit Racing. So I've got here, once again, this is another inexpensive product. This one is $11.99, and it is for a Summit Racing brand fender cover. For you're working on your car, you put this little fender cover over when you're reaching into the engine bay so you don't scratch things up, right?
All right.
Simple concept, very, very inexpensive. But there were some people who were not super pleased with the product, so we'll go through those now. John, from a year ago, gave this product a 1-star review, and here's what he had to say. It, if very flimsy and does not fit over the fender of my 71 Skylark, I would not recommend buying this. Ease of installation, 5 out of 5. Price value, 1 out of 5. Again, this product is $12. Appearance, 5 out of 5. Quality, 1 out of 5. And I gotta ask, what do you think quality means, man? The fact that it didn't fit over your Skylark, which... Number one.
Yes, it did.
Not
yeah,
true.
Yes, it did.
Not true. How do you use a fender cover wrong? Because there's no way it didn't fit. I'm like, I don't understand. So, John, I don't know what you're talking about. And I think it's crazy that you gave this review, and that is why you're in the Cars and Comrades episode about unhinged 1-star reviews. But that's not all I've got for this product. There were other people who were not happy with it, so we'll keep going. Scott, from a couple years ago, had to say, folded in bag, permits it to keep that memory forever, laid out in the sun, no change whatsoever. Warning sticker say removal from painted surfaces is required daily. Going to use it under my dog's food bowl. And I can't shake the feeling that this feels a little bit like a botched haiku or something.
There is some poetry to it in a really fucked up way.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how the grammar is bad on these two. That really does make it just a little bit better. And yeah, I guess it had some creases in it, I suppose, from the shipping, and they didn't come out to Scott's satisfaction. So I guess it's going to be under his dog's food bowl for whatever reason, I guess. But yeah, he on the other stuff, he gave pretty much 1 out of 5 for ease of installation, price value, quality. Again, cannot stress enough, this thing is $12. So
Wait,
you know,
he gave a 1 star for like ease of installation? You lay it over the fender.
This is a man with a vendetta.
yeah,
He's not thinking logically. He's just 1 star and everything. He's like, fuck you. 1 star, all that shit.
Yeah, that is how that works. Yes.
So I've got 2 more for this product because again, lots of people were very displeased with this fender cover. So Daniel from 3 years ago said, "The top of the cover is way too narrow to stay on a fender. Suitable for a Civic or Fiesta." And that's it. So I assume this is just like a dig at like them newfangled cars and them little Honda Civics can handle this, but not my big old American muscle car. And it's like, it definitely fits, dude. It's a blanket. It's a small blanket that doesn't scratch your paint. It 100% accomplishes that. But Daniel didn't think so. He was upset with it. Ease of installation, he gave it 3 out of 5 stars, which, again, begs the question, you struggled a little bit with it, but, like, not entirely. So, like, it's a fender cover. You lay it on there, you lean up against it. There's nothing else to it, so I don't know why 3 out of 5 stars for that. Price value, 1 out of 5. Cannot stress enough. $11.99. Just outrageous. Appearance, he gave it 3 out of 5, and quality 3 out of 5. Again, it's hard to get this product wrong. So
I also feel like if anything that is only $12, like it can't go higher than 3 out of 5, but it can't really go lower than 2.
Yeah, yeah. Then I've got one more from Mason from 3 years ago, and I mean he's got quite a title here. Smells bad, doesn't fit, ruins paint.
Wow.
That's quite an indictment. Let's see what he's.
It just sounds like it's describing my pants.
So Mason's description here is: this would probably only work for someone without a nose on a square body truck with bad paint. Most likely manufactured in a factory that also produces industrial solvents. So, like, clearly this guy, I assume, spilled an industrial solvent on his fender cover, then put the fender cover on the car and had a problem. Or, like, it got brake fluid on it or something. Like, it's like, dude, it's a fender cover. I don't know what you think is leaking out of it, but it's a glorified blanket. It might smell bad. Okay, I suppose that's possible. You know, it could have a bit of a smell to it, but, like, I don't know, get over it. So yeah, I also like the idea that, like, this would work for a square body truck with bad paint, and it's like, well, why would you need it then if it's got bad paint? There's not really anything to protect there. But yeah. So anyway, apparently this fender cover from Summit Racing, which generally overall on average has a 4.5 star rating from 714 total reviews, a number of people were very upset with it.
I want to give it a 4-star review that's like keeps me warm at night when my wife won't let me in the house. Too short, won't cover my toes. 3 stars.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess a couple duds from Summit Racing here. You know, if you're in the market for a hat, I would look elsewhere, and if you're looking for a fender cover, maybe find one that doesn't say Summit Racing Equipment and also have the phone number for Summit Racing Equipment on it. Like, it's like the fender cover is red and it's it's kind of like an advertisement for Summit Racing. It's got their website and phone number on it, and it's just like, you know. So I did find that funny with a lot of people giving it like 3 out of 5 on the appearance. I'm like, well, I mean, considering it's an ad, like, I would have allowed a lower rating on that, but whatever, you know. To each their own, I suppose. But that's all I got for now.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Probably by the time anybody's actually listening to this, we'll be recording again. But I think Brian's already sort of let the world know that we're taking a short hiatus while we like get our lives together for a moment, mostly holidays and stuff. But we're gonna miss you guys.
The truth is, it's because we have major beef with each other and we're all fighting. So who knows? The Cars and Comrades might not come back. We'll see.
Oh, no.
It's actually because we're going bankrupt. We're getting bought out by a investment company. So
hopefully, right? It's if the private equity firm doesn't buy us, we are done. So y'all better hope we get acquired.
We're gonna lose the shop, guys.
Yeah, I heard something about bringing in somebody else to try and whip this place into shape here soon. So,
well, on that note, follow us on social media, and if you like what we do, give us a good rating on your podcast app. So come follow us. We share memes and shit, and I don't know, stay weird.
Look for after the rebrand when we start praising Elon Musk and denouncing communism and.
Over my dead body. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 You can tell a revolutionary, but you can't tell a revolution.
Poverty. 500,000 Americans at any given time are sleeping out under bridges and in gutters. Is that not violence to force a human being to sleep in the fucking street while the rulers that dictate this entire system have 4 or 5 or 6 fucking houses? That's violence.
If you ain't first, you're last. You know what I'm talking about? That phrase, trademark, not to use it outside tradition, Ricky Bobby.
There's a joke that circulated in Russia in 1992, after the first year of the free market paradise, and it went like this. Question: what did capitalism accomplish in 1 year that communism could not do in 70 years? Answer: make communism look good.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Much of what has been said about communism in this country is simply not true.
She assaulted my authority. Yeah. And that's nothing but pure and simple old-fashioned communism.
The U.S. government is the largest terrorist organization on planet Earth, and they have no right to wag their finger at anybody over anything having to do with ethics, morality, or human rights. America is a human rights violation in and of itself.